Stuff will go here. What's going on today? Hopefully everybody's doing great today. So today, what is today? I want to talk about the signs, just in signs in general, because I've been getting a lot of questions about signs and everything. Does the universe gives us what we call meaningful signs? That's that's a great question to ask. Does the universe give us meaningful signs? I had a question today. Was in he was on Instagram. Somebody was asking me. It's actually a pretty good question to ask too. Hey, how you guys doing? Let's see if I can get stuff to work here. Nope. It might be better on this side, yeah. Hello everyone, great day. Hi from San Antonio. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Hey guys, how's everything going? Hi there. So yeah, today I just figured we'd do some quick tutorial stuff about signs and just general stuff about how we work. And then I could take some of your questions. So I know a lot of you guys have questions. But I want to begin first. So someone asked me this question. They say, "Hey Mark, does the universe only give us good signs?" You know, so let me show you how it works again, so you can understand this how it works, right? Good morning. Glad to see you guys. Awesome. Grand Rising from San Diego. Good morning, guys. Nashville. Excellent, 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 excellent. Supreme beings. Yes, 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 yes. Good stuff, guys. Good evening, Mark. South Africa. Good. Michigan's here. Texas, California, South Florida. Everybody's here. UK. All right. So the thing was, they asked me, does the universe give you only good signs? I thought that was a pretty good question, because I think a lot of us would tend to see in these numbers. So look, the universe doesn't work like how we work. So first of all, the universe doesn't know what is classified as good or bad. We make stuff up as a race or beings, and we give terminology, we give language, we give things as experiences as good or bad. According to how we're conditioned, how we're raised, that becomes our pattern. To the universe, everything is just frequency. So what the universe does, signs will be signs, but signs aren't manifestations. Gotta get, okay? Repeat that. Signs are signs, manifestation or manifestations. Signs are prelude to a manifestation, but signs are not manifestation. Does that make sense? Good morning. I'll get to some of your questions in a minute. I see you just post your questions here, and I'll get to them in the comment section. All right. So with that being said, signs are signs. So for example, if you are maybe thinking about something negative, yeah, the universe is going to show you a sign of that negativity. It's going to show you things about it. It's going to show you that. Now, it's not going to make you experience the negativity, because that's going to take time. In other words, if you're like focusing a lot on the negativity, or focusing a lot during a period of time, every day, all the time, then more likely you're inviting that energy, and then somewhere down the line you may experience the very thing that you're fighting against or you're thinking about. But the universe will give you a sign of that. It's going to always give you signs. So to answer the question, the universe just gives you what you focus on. So if you really want to fix it, it's a simple formula. Just only start to think about what you want, and anything else is obsolete. Okay. All right. Who's this here? We have breadwinner here. I was shown screenshots. Celebration win more like images. It's not a typical dream. What does this mean? in your dream you're showing screenshots of winning, means you're going to win. Certain small things. What's up going on here? Happy Sunday. Oh, someone, congratulations here. Someone says I moved into my dream home. Good. I am from St. Martin. Happy Sunday, guys. Oh, increase my volume. Okay. Increase the volume. Let me increase the volume. Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me a lot better? I put the volume up here. Hopefully you can hear me better. Okay, how to let go and trust more. Letting go is basically about how big you give something. What is the object of your desire? How big is the object of your desire? How bad do you want the object of your desire? How bad do you need the object of your desire? Why do you want the object of your desire? Why needing it would complete you? What's the purpose of the object of your desires? All those are the formula that will lead you to letting go. And it boils down to this. You cannot make anything bigger than you. You can't do that. Nothing should be bigger than you. Everything should be like a normal thing. Once you do that, then you detach. That's detachment right there. There's nothing, because look, remember we're dealing with the subconscious. The subconscious is like a stupid and a smart mind at the same time. If something is bigger than me, that means I'm usually attached to it. If something is within me or it's inferior to me, I tend to make things inferior, not as an egotistical way, but as a energetic way to show the universe that this stuff is normal for me. I expect to get this stuff, therefore I can't be attached to it. Remember, guys, you only can be attached to something that you feel will complete you, or something you feel you've never had or would like to have it because it would be a big impact on your life. That's why you become attached to it, because the need for the gratification of it, for the purpose to prove something to you, to fulfill some part of your life, to make your life better. That's why we get attached to it, for the security and the freedom of what it would bring us. All those are really illusions. Those things aren't really real. I mean, nothing is really real. That's the process here. That's the issue here. So if you approach detachment in that aspect, that's when you'll see results. That's when those things will come into you. Because check this out. You and I aren't even here. You and I aren't even real. I mean, this may get people to trip out. But a human being or a human body and all that stuff, it's not even real. You're not even. Look, the only reason you see yourself and you see me through the camera as a real person is your brain. Your brain is shooting out all these different chemicals that are creating an image of you, and these image it creates of you and I are atomic particles. Our brain uses electrochemical signals to map what we look like. As far as you and I are concerned, we're only real in our minds projected outside. There is nothing really real. It's like a video game. It's like a simulation. The only reason you know you're alive right now and aware you're alive is because your brain is telling you that. Your brain is literally sending signals, and these signals are patterns that your nerve cells pick up, your visionary cortex pick up, and then what happens? They form images. But if you want to get technical, and this is facts, you and I are nothing more than random electrochemical stimulants that pushes through all the millions of blood vessels and cells you have. And in these chemicals are particles, nucleus, proton, electron, and atoms, which are transparent, and they give you and I, your brain paints a picture of a world, a real stuff. I'm touching this right now. It's like, oh man, this is real. I know this stuff already. I know this is not, and in, intuitively, I know this is real, but logically my mind says this is real. But the intuitive part is the part that's more important, because it gives me a grander aspect, a grander picture of the world around me. And when I can have this grander picture of the world around me, I have more control to change the world around me. See, if someone just comes here and says, "Oh, this is real," and that's it, they can't change the world. But I can come here and I can touch this. I say, "Oh, this is real," but now intuitively I know what this really is. I can change the world. Hmm? So we're in our own virtual reality. Absolutely right. Every single person is in their own virtual reality. Everyone is their own virtual reality. Mark, what is the longest time that it took for subliminals to work that you know? Let me see. I had one student. Uh, it took her. The longest I've seen is 13 months. 13 months was the longest. And after 13 months, it really took off for her. She like, whew, night and day. Shortest I've seen, 40 days for someone to have a complete turnaround. All right, someone says, Mark, do you use Kundalini? Can someone explain to me what Kundalini is? I don't know what Kundalini is. So I'm always learning just like you learn. So maybe someone can write in a comment, what is a Kundalini? And I'll see if I heard of it and I can tell you what it is. Love and Erica. So you see how you see that stuff, right? Hey, do we manifest? How do we manifest a wealthy online business? I mean, you have to be able to see. First of all, have you decided that you want a online business? The first step in manifestation is making a decision. Okay, so yeah, I decided. Okay, what would the business look like? What does a wealthy online business look like to you? To you, because it's inside of you. Once you figure that out, then you can either visualize that, and then you can write it down, whatever works best for you. And once you can get that going, then you can tap into your higher self. Then you can ask your higher self or command your higher self to put you in the right direction, to open the opportunities, to give you the ideas, to bring the people to you that will create an online business. That's the formula for manifestation right there. That's how you're going to do that. Is it necessary to say a specific amount when manifesting money? No, you don't have to say a specific amount. Like, look, I gave you guys the most universal affirmation that you can use, and it fixes everything. All you have to say is to say something like this, why do I have more than enough money to live the life I desire? Intuitively, you'll know what type of money you need to live your life, so that money will come to you. So you don't have to say a specific amount. Notice how I do it. To live the life I desire, not you or she or he. You desire. Every person has a different means to experience financial whatever abundance. Is it better to say affirmations out loud? Yes. Always do your affirmations out loud if you can. Do you visualize, Mark? Every night. So good. Here's somebody's $4.99. I forgot the super chat here. You can give donations. Thank you. This is from this. Let me see. Sorry. Let me get. This screen is glitching. I think this retrograde thing is still happening. This is Goldinet. Hi, Mark. Best way to connect with higher self. And what is this? And addition, being an optimist. How do you know when you connect? How does it feel? Thank you. That's a great question. Jay Golden 3. Thanks for the donation, $4.99. Best way to connect with the higher self, in addition to being an optimist. How do you know when you connect, and how does it feel? Okay, that's a great question. So, all right. So I'm gonna take this from my perspective, from my experience. What worked for me, what happened for me. If it happened for me, it can happen for you. I believe it's the same process for everything, for everyone, because we're all the same, right? So the first thing you want to do, the best way to connect with your higher self is you have to know or believe that you have a higher self. If you can't get past that part, this is not going to work. So let's say assume you have. Let's assume many of you guys already kind of know that. Okay, there got to be something like something's guiding me or something. You could call it God, whatever makes you feel good, gives you that feeling. You can say God, source energy, your angels, whatever you want to. But there is you have to know that there is some divine energy or supernatural thing that's like giving you some kind of hints, and you know you can know this through like intuition and nudges, right? It's the first thing to know that. All right, so once you know that, then what the next thing you want to do now is you want to communicate with that version of yourself, like every day. And how do you communicate with your higher self? What I usually do is I'll just walk and I'll just talk out stuff that's on my mind out loud, like I'm talking to that being me. And when I talk to my higher self, I'll do it in an inquisitive fashion, and I'll do it with a lot of questions. And all the questions I'll use is it comes in the form of how would it, what would it look like, how would it make me feel, what would my life look like with this, how would it make me feel to have that, what would it look like to do this, hey, remember what we talked about this, go ahead and show me how to do that, what's the best way for this, bring this to me, I like to do this, show me more. That's the form I used to communicate with my higher self. So I started to build that connection. And then what I noticed as I was doing that, I would see a lot of stuff that I talked to my higher self about. It was being directed to me. Like the best way I can describe it is, like social media now, what they do, they have like these algorithms. So like if you search for something on like YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, you notice as you search for it, it pops up in your news feed. You'll see that product. So it was like that for me. Like things I would talk to my higher self, it would show up in my physical world like as signs and stuff. And I was like, okay, there's something obviously interesting going on here. So let me go more into it. So once I started seeing those things, I started to become more optimistic, because that made me more confident, because I seen something was working there. Hey, I was saying these stuff out loud. Somebody's hearing me and somebody's sending me some stuff. So I kind of knew, okay, there's an intuition going on there. And then uh, what I would notice as I did that, then those stuff now would lead to actual experiences. I would see them first, but then I'll get my results. And how it felt, it how do you know when you connected? You're gonna know when you're connected when you see the algorithm. So when you see the stuff being reflected back to you, like whatever you ask your higher self, whatever you're talking to your higher self about, when you're connected, you're gonna notice those things like start to show up as signs. That's when you know you're connected. So when you know you're connected, then it'll take you to how it makes you feel. It's gonna make you feel more confident, and of course you're gonna feel at peace. That's pretty much it with the higher self. See how it works? This person that took 13 months for subliminals to work, did they use them every night? Yup, they're on them every night. Yeah, this person, so she would be one of my longest students or clients. So we've been coaching now going on, let's see, this is our 4th year, and she's we keep going because she just wants to keep things going. But I could tell you some of the stuff she manifested, which was tremendously efficient. So I think she's in the UK. Let's see. She wanted to have her child adopt you. Her dream was to have a child from one of the family members wasn't fit, and she would love to adopt the child. And she would visualize, and I showed her how to do it. And then in 6 months, she adopted the child. The courts gave her the child, just like I told her it would come out to be. Then after that, she wanted a new flat. She wanted to sell her flat. Another 6 months after that, she bought a new flat, just like I told her it would be. She wanted to live in a very ritzy area. Guess what? Her flat is located like, I guess, one of the ritzy areas in London, close to Buckingham Palace or what. I don't know this. I'm not from the UK, so maybe you guys know, but it's a nice area. I think where the Beatles live, that street up there, a lot of Beatles, Paul McCartney, who else? The house is up there, but she lives in that area. After that, she wanted to make more money in her career. Now she's doing that. Now she's making $20,000 a month doing whatever she's doing. But the concept is simple. Majority of that came from her doing the work with the subliminals, and the rest of the stuff I just coached her. I just kind of just showed her how her mind works. So, and she kind of put it together, and I just showed her how to visualize, and I just work with that stuff and keep it going. All right. Saw winning numbers in my dream, but thank you for the $4.99. This is some dude. Thank you. Saw winning numbers in my dream, but don't know when to play them. How do I know when to play them without missing the draw? Okay, if you see winning numbers in your dream clearly, you play them continuously. Like you look, okay, if you see 6 numbers, okay, that's either in the US, 6 numbers is either a Powerball number, a Mega Million number, or like if you state have a local lottery number. So you know what I do? I play all 6 numbers in all the games. I'll go make a budget. If it's $3, I'll play $3 a week. I'll do one Powerball with my 6 numbers, one Mega Million with my 6 numbers, one Lotto with my 6 numbers, and I'll play them every week because you know what? There's a 99% chance that those numbers are going to come out somewhere down the timeline. Because I always say, when people have dreams, it's not dreams you're having premonitions. You're seeing something in the timeline that's already occurred and you're catching up to. It's a preview of what you're about to manifest. So I play those numbers. Now if it's, some people will say, well Mark, it's 6 numbers, but I don't know which one to make the Powerball number. I don't know which to make the what you call it, the Mega Million number. Well, just take, you can put the first 5 numbers, and then you can take from the 5 numbers and use it to make the 6 numbers. Or maybe, what if the 6 number is higher than the Mega Ball number? Then just reuse one of the 5 numbers. Or even if you get 5 numbers in the dream, guys, you can still play those 5 numbers and take one of the 5 numbers as the Mega Ball numbers, because those numbers can repeat. So some dude, that's a premonition for you. You see these numbers, winning numbers in your dream, you're gonna win. If you play them, you get a budget, let it go, I guarantee you, you're gonna win. Book it. When I have, what we have here? When I have deja vu about my manifestation, what does it mean? Yeah, so if you have deja vu about your manifestation, it's 100% coming true. I call that a glitch. It's like your mind has already relived it, and so it's like if you're gonna relive something, that means you've already done it. So if you have deja vu, you've already done it. Remember now, this is what I believe now. This deja vu goes into these timelines. Remember, these timelines exist where you have these different these infinite versions of you that is all over this place. Sometimes you can glitch into that, and I believe that's what deja vu is. When you feel like you've been somewhere before, you actually have been somewhere before, but it wasn't in this timeline, it was in another reality timeline. But of course, remember I said everything is entangled, so you are going to sense that, and I believe that's what deja vu is, the sense of it all. So that's great. Yes. Is it better to speak affirmations in the present tense or in the past tense? Affirmations are better in present tense. Scripting is better in the past tense or present tense. But when you speak your affirmations, you want to speak them in the present, because in the present is where your subconscious and time really exists. Because remember, in your unconscious has no awareness of what's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or 3 o'clock. So if you notice those affirmations I use and I put out, for example, Why do I have more than enough money to live the life I desire? Notice that has no implication of time. Everything is a present. See, I don't put stuff in time, so you always use that's the best way to do it. Okay, we have who's here? We have is this Mega Cherie? I've been seeing 888 crazy along with my regular 444. Oh, you've been seeing 888. Oh, you're gonna have some big money coming to you. And the fours are backing it up because the four says you're right where you're supposed to be. Everything's good. If you've been seeing 888, watch some down the line. You're gonna have like a big financial thing coming. If I'm financially dependent and in completely opposite situation that I desire, then is it possible to manifest as I even don't have money to even fake myself? Yes, yes, yes. Look, the manifesting process is really not about what's happening currently right now, because you wouldn't be manifesting something currently if you're, if, in other words, if you are where you're, if you are where you want to be, you would be manifesting because you're happy, right? Things, but the fact that we're manifesting, it says that we aren't where we want to be, right? That's why you're manifesting. That's why you want that, whatever it is you want, because you want to be somewhere, you want to have something, you want to. So the present moment of where you're at right now in this reality isn't really important, whether it's good or bad. What's really important when you're going to manifest something is where you are when working in the mind. When you're working in the mind, there is no past, future. There's only the present. In the mind, they can only be the present. Time doesn't exist in the mind. So what I'm saying to you is, if your situation is where you don't have money or you can't even afford the money, but you want to be money, you want to have financial independence, don't focus on what you don't have. Focus more on what it would look like in the mind. Because what happens when you're in the mind like that, you're going to send a vibration out. The vibration is going to change the present reality where you have the money. So it's a balancing act. I'm not going to say, man, it's easy to do at first, but with everything else, you got to do a little work to put it in, because your mind is going to convince you that, oh, this is not happening. But I'm telling you, you have to see it in the mind and then be at peace with your current reality, whatever it is. That's how you're going to get that stuff to come in. Hey Mark, do you ever have a feeling that something is about to happen even though you're not really putting effort into manifesting it? Yes, that is called faith. When you just have feeling something's about to go good, or you just like, man, it feels like something about to happen. I don't know what it is, but it feels like something good. That's called the faith. And then that's a sign that something is getting ready to come into your reality. That's actually coming from your unconscious mind, because it's picking up information. And what happens is your brain, your regular mind is trying to decode the information, but your brain hasn't evolved yet to that capacity to detail like trippy information. It can't make that stuff out like a logical thing. So that's why you get that feeling. Your brain is trying to comprehend what the unconscious is sending, and the best way it can give you information is make you feel that certain type of way. See how it works? Yep. It's always that. Doesn't matter if you set numbers or lucky dip on the lottery. Thanks. Well, with the lottery, the rule is this: when I do the lottery, when you manifest in lottery, it's if you get numbers, if you dream numbers, you play them. If not, you do quick picks. Once you do that, you will become entangled with your lottery. But even beyond the look, if you do something repetitively over and over again, you're going to become entangled with it. Entanglement is where two particles will become one over space and time, and they'll affect each other. And that means that information from both of these particles will constantly be sending to each other to help them. So I'll give you an example, like with the lottery, guys, okay? Like I'm entangled with the lottery, right? Okay? I'm very entangled with the lottery. I'm entangled now than I have ever been before. So what do I mean by that? Because I am into like manifesting the lottery, I've developed this entanglement where like every day of my regular life, the universe is practically throwing numbers and throwing things at me to help me to win. I'll even give you an example. This just happened to me yesterday. Just like I'm sitting in my car and I parked my car here, I got out and I went into the bagel shop, or what is it, to get a bagel. And I opened my door, and right on the floor was a scratch ticket, and the scratch ticket was ripped in half. Obviously, it wasn't a winner. It was a $5 ticket. The name of the ticket was like double double, something like in Florida. It was a $5 ticket. But because I'm entangled, I knew that was a message for me. Okay, Mark, I need to go buy that ticket on the floor. And I went and I bought the ticket, and it was $500 winner. Things like that. You're going to be entangled with that stuff. And then there's numerous times what I do now is like, you see how you see these numbers, like the last number was like 0054. Remember that number I told you guys when I met a store and he came out and I won like a nice amount of money on that stuff? I seen the truck pulled up to me. Those happen to me all the time. Now look, I can't play all those numbers. I just can't. But the universe is not going to stop sending them to me just because I can't play them. Because here's the beauty about this. Once you become entangled with something, it becomes a part of your makeup. Until the only way I will become untangled with the lottery is if I just stop one day and say, I'm done with this. Peace, guys. I'm out. I'm just going to go right off in the sunset. I'm not going to do it. I turn it off. Until then, it's going to stay on me. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm going to show you this stuff. So you know what I do now to test this theory? I said, all right, I see all these numbers and I know the universe is sending to me, and obviously I can't play all these numbers because I'm playing some already. I just can't do it. But as I said, how the universe works. The universe, what you see, think about the universe, guys. Once you start rolling in abundance, it's going to roll it in. You're just going to be overwhelmed. It's like, man, yo, it's universe, I can't. He's going to give it to you. But the thing is, it does it in a negative aspect too. Once you start to focus on what you don't want, you're going to get it. Once you focus on what you want, you're going to get overabundant. So I see these numbers all the time. So you know what I do now? I write them down. Just because I can't play them, but I write them down. And I test it and I say, okay, you know what? Every number I wrote down that I couldn't play, right, within 4 to 5 months, they all came out. I repeat that. Every number that the universe pushes to me, the 4 numbers, with 5 numbers, and some of them I can't play them all, but I write them down to test to see if this stuff is real. Will the universe really send me the abundant stuff? Within 4 to 6 months, they all came. If you don't believe me, look, I'm gonna pull out my little folder here, and here's something I have. Cause this is an example of one of them. Look it up. These numbers. All these numbers I wrote down. You see the ones with the asterisk? Those are the ones that haven't come out yet. Every other one, they all came out. This is a sample of it. I got another page of this stuff that the universe is sending to me every day. And guess what? You can do the same thing. It just depends on what you want to become entangled with. But the lottery, everything, look, if you're going to be a salesperson, if you want to start your own business, you can be entangled in the same way. So I'm just showing you the trippy side of manifestation that people don't talk about, people don't know, and people don't understand this world exists. Okay, let's see here. Hi Mark, tell me why things go wrong. I've heard you tell us that things going wrong is a good sign. Well, I believe, this is what I believe. I don't really believe things go wrong. I believe things are happening for us, not to us. So things that we determine as wrong will actually can be something that will help us along to develop ourselves or better ourselves. And with that mindset, the things that you see as wrong, they actually turn out to be something good. That's the meaning of that. Okay. See how it works, guys? Yep. Found a lotto ticket on the ground yesterday as well. See. What if I only see one number once in a while? How do I play them? No, you don't play. No, it doesn't work like that. If you see one number, you know you're not gonna play it. This takes development. This takes like repetition to go. You have to see. You will know because a number will pop up if you see four numbers. Look, I'm not talking about angel numbers like you see 111, 2222. Sometimes it can be, but it depends where you're at. Like maybe your eyes will catch a number, something will happen, a receipt or something. You'll see a number, but the universe will let you know that, hey, this number, you'll feel it and you'll know it. That's what I'm talking about. But of course, you can't play all these numbers. You just can't do it. But I'm just showing you how the universe is gonna give it to you all the time. It's all right. You want to be entangled? Here you go. How do parallel universes work? Can you give an example? I had a vision that the universe was being projected on a screen. Can you give feedback? Hope that makes sense. Yes, thank you, Yansley. This makes perfect sense. So how does a parallel universe work? Let me see the easiest way I can make this. All right, I want to make it very simple for you guys because you know I like to simplify stuff so it can make sense. Okay. All right, so many of you have siblings, right? Have you ever had you have a twin, right? So let's say you have a twin. When your mom gave birth, the reason she gave you twins, you had twins, is because the chromosome, right? The chromosome developed a certain way and it looked like you, right? And then here's something else. If you notice in the whole world, right, there's always someone that looks like you. So why do we see people that look like us even if we aren't related? Because I'm sure everywhere I get this all the time. Hey man, Mark, there's someone that look like you. And I'm sure you hear it too, guys. Like people, someone say you have a doppelganger. What do you call it, a doppelganger? All right, so think about that. So the reason why you will see people that look like you all the time is because the genetics of how we are made, right? The particles in us, they are not like infinite. It's like a deck of cards. Like if you have a deck of cards, at one time, at some point, the card is gonna have to repeat itself. You can never have infinite versions of the same card. The card's gonna have to repeat. In other words, you're gonna get an ace and ace. You're gonna get a king of king because there's only like 50 cards in them, right? So they're gonna repeat, right? So that the same thing with human beings now. I'm just talking about the atoms in general. So with atoms and the particles, they're like 50 parts of them. They're not infinite like the universe is infinite. So let's get that straight because I'm gonna run it home, make sense for you. So we understand that, okay? So the universe is infinite now. But the particles that make us up and the universe is not infinite. Okay? In other words, so because the universe is infinite and you and I are not infinite, the infinity will cause the particles to repeat somewhere down the line. That's a parallel universe. It must cause another universe to branch off where me and you, exactly the same person living the same life, but just everything is slightly different. So what makes the parallel universe? Well, it's the electron. Everything has an electron. The electron is always a particle, is always a wave before it becomes a particle. What is a wave? A wave means that every possible decision or outcome exists as a wave until you look at it, it becomes like a particular thing. So that gives rise to parallel universes. The fact that everything is a wave, and that means all possible outcomes of your life and all of our lives exist somewhere out there. That's the parallel universe, okay? Now, you had a good dream about being projected on a screen, because it's interesting you say that, because that's what it's looking like. Our universe is like a screen, like an avatar, because space is like a flat 2D surface. But there is something, I don't know, or someone, I don't even know, I don't want to say, maybe someone, but I doubt someone, but I'm just saying it makes sense. But there is something that is giving information to your brain. The source, where it's coming from, you don't know, I don't know, but we do know it's coming from somewhere, because your brain is getting information from a different dimension, and this information is making a 3D world or 4D world for us. So that means you are somewhere else. Your essence definitely somewhere else out there, like an avatar, right? Sending information like a video game. That's maybe the easiest way I can make it seem. Does that make sense? See how it works? Thank you. Buy my book. Yes. I've been seeing 666. What does it mean? 666 have two meanings. It means that you may be focusing too much on one thing, or it means that you're not focusing enough on your gifts and abilities. 666 it really could mean that a lot of people don't miss this. 666 says that you're settling. You're not dreaming big enough. It's like the universe is telling you, yeah, you can do it, man, but you're really settling. I want you to dream bigger. So for you, you'll know though. You'll know which one it is. I'm surrounded by extremely toxic people. How should I train myself to not get affected by them, as I'm financially dependent and they are not even allowing me to move out? All right. So if you're financially dependent, maybe sound like maybe your parents or something like that. So when it comes to toxic people, if you're living in a toxic environment, if you don't, remember I always said this, guys, if you don't know what to do, don't do anything. So first of all, don't make any rash judgments and decisions, okay? First thing you have to do, you're gonna have to develop coping mechanism. You have to cope. So what you're gonna have to do now, you're gonna have to develop some routines that are gonna help you to channel that excess negative energy they're gonna put on you. So you may want to start to do more things that will help you to raise your vibration. You may start to want to meditate. You may start to want to be out in nature a little more. You may start to visualize, listen to stuff. But the most important thing about toxic people, guys, you gotta understand, you gotta observe without absorbing. So you can did you know you can actually be in a toxic people, around toxic people, and not get affected by toxic people? It's a state of mind. What you do is you understand, okay, this is a toxic stuff. Okay, do I want this to come into me? That's all you gotta do. Just make a decision. I'm observing it, but I'm not absorbing it. The problem is that, guys, our ego, man, that ego. It's not so easy, because people will say things, will tick you off and it'll edge you. It's our ego doing this stuff. So if you can understand that, okay, let me let this ego chill and not let this affect me, and then you move on. What I learned is, people are always going to be, there's some people that's going to be negative. People don't think constructively. It's just a part of life. And you got to understand that if you're in a situation like that, that's their world, not your world. Only your world if you choose to accept the negativity stuff. That's the best way to deal with toxic people or toxic situation, until you can get a way to manifest yourself out. My mom and I connect with 323. Very powerful. What do you say here? I've been feeling like everything is going up and down lately, out of tune with angels. With angels, my dreams are not as vivid as I feel. Disconnected with my family and co-workers. So it sounds like you're going through a spiritual awakening and you're elevating up. You know, part of the process when you're going to move up spiritually is everything's not going to always go right or seem right. It's a part of the process, but don't lose faith, or don't try to fix stuff. It's going to get better. Okay? So the parallel universe self looks different, like they live in a universe or they're in another timeline. No, the parallel self looks exactly like, it's me, it's you. For example, in a parallel universe right now, I am doing this live, right this minute. Everything looks exact. The only difference in this live that I'm doing right now is the stitching on this thing right here is a millimeter off. I couldn't see that. But that little minute difference created a parallel universe. In a parallel universe, I'm doing it live with you. My car is different. Color is different. I'm in a different car. I'm in a different country. I'm not in this location. Every minute change that's possible is happening right now. So the parallel version is you or me, but unfortunately, you and I, we can never meet our copies physically. You can't go to a parallel universe. The distances are just tremendously, it's incapable of getting there. You can't do that. It's expanding so fast. Just know you can't get there. However, energetically, you can connect to parallel universes. You can connect to yourself in a parallel universe. You can tap into yourself in a parallel universe. And you do this through, people do it all the time. People do remote viewing. People do what they call, they astral project, they astral travel. Also, did you know that when you visualize yourself, if you can see yourself in third or first person, having your dreams and goals, you're in a parallel universe? Because you're seeing that future parallel version of yourself, and you're going to bring it into this universe or this universe. And it's not actually you manifest this stuff, guys. It's actually you reality shift into that version of you energetically. Hopefully that makes sense. What's the special quality one must have to manifest a specific person? Oh yeah, you have to love yourself to manifest a specific person. Because if you don't love yourself, you're gonna manifest persons that are gonna show you the reflection of not loving yourself, which is like toxic stuff. Do we create the parallel universe with our thoughts? No. The parallel universes were created when the universe began with how quantum theory and quantum mechanics work. From the beginning of the universe. First of all, this is going to be hard for you to comprehend. So just ride with me here. Because, look, the universe doesn't have a beginning or end. There wasn't a beginning in anything. Yeah, see how hard it is for you? Because we're human beings. We see things as beginning and end. But listen, there was never a beginning or an end. It just was. The universe has what we call transition points, or different episodes, or different chapters. But physicists, cosmologists, they'll even tell you the Big Bang wasn't the beginning. It was just a transition to another point. So the universe has always been here, and so that's the first thing about it. Next thing is, since every possible outcome must repeat itself somewhere, there's other universes that exist, and now they're starting to see this with what's called string theory. String theory is now starting to show evidence of parallel worlds, and actually in the next 3 to 4 years, reading an article, there are physicists now that will actually prove in a lab results they're going to go into a parallel universe using particles. So they're going to actually prove parallel universe exists with particles. And I'm going to say with people now, with particles. But again, particles are what makes people. So see, it's bringing the gap together. But parallel universe exists. So we don't create them with our thoughts. However, though, the consciousness, the one consciousness is connected. So even the parallel universes are infinite. You and I are still entangled with those universes, because everything is entangled, right? Just because you and I can't get there physically, you can get there energetically with your thoughts. And I just showed you. You enter parallel universes when you have dreams. Every night you dream, you're in a parallel universe. You dream you're doing something, you're in another universe. That's you're previewing or watching one of yourselves experiencing something every time you dream. And to show you, to drive this home even more trippy, we have actually know that the subconscious mind only knows people in this universe or this world. So if you're dreaming and you're seeing someone in your dream you've never seen before, they are not from your world, because you can only dream of people you've seen. If your subconscious mind can't see someone and you're seeing someone in your dream, it either means you've seen that person but you didn't remember you see them, or you're in a parallel universe. You can only dream of people you've actually seen. That's how your mind works. It records people. So if someone's in your dream you've never met or seen in your entire life, you got to make sure you've never seen them, or maybe you have seen them but you just remember it. But there's only two options. If either you see them or you don't. If you don't see them, you're dreaming in a parallel universe. Okay? So there's different kinds of parallel universes. There's a parallel universe that has people like you and I. There's a parallel universe that has nothing developed, because remember, everything has to happen. There's a parallel universe where the Earth, where Antarctica is a tropical island. There's a parallel universe where the state of Florida doesn't exist. There's a parallel universe where the continents were all one continent. There's a parallel universe where the Earth is just a little bit bigger. I could go on and on. Just matters like every possible outcome you could think of, a parallel universe exists with that. There's a parallel universe where you are the president of your country. There's a parallel universe where you are poor, living on the streets. There's a parallel universe where you're a multi-billionaire or millionaire. I mean, we can go on and on. Quantum theory says every single outcome must exist somewhere in the universe. There's a parallel universe where you win in the lottery. That's what I do. I go to the parallel universe where I won the lottery and just bring it here. The parallel universe, if you play the lottery, every number, when you get a quick pick ticket, or I guess you're in Europe, it's called a lucky dip over there. You get a lucky dip ticket and you get like 5 quick pick tickets. Did you know every single one of those numbers, each line of those numbers, are a jackpot winner in a parallel universe? Did you know that? So what do? That's what I'm saying. You can take those numbers and shift to the reality where they won. That's why when you get dreams of numbers, that's what you're doing. You're tapping into the parallel universe. There's a glitch that gets you to parallel universes. 2 glitches. When you have deja vu and when you have premonition dreams. You're glitching. Also, when you astral project and astral travel, you get to parallel universes that way. Super chat. Let me see the super chat here. I gotta go check super chat. I gotta go back up. See super chat. I got a question here. I'm gonna try to go back up. I don't see you. I don't. Oh. Okay, I got you here. Is this some dude? Okay, thank you. Was the cashier at a store in the dream, and I had the universe on a paper you gave me. It was 3 numbers. Don't know when to play. Or if it's 3 numbers, it's a play 3 number. So what I would do, those numbers play daily. So I'll play those numbers straight as they are. I'll just play daily, because those numbers will come out. I'm telling you. See how it works. Let's see where we're at here. 00 means new beginning. What sign people see if they find their soulmates? Chemistry and compatibility are 2 different things. Chemistry and compatibility. You can have chemistry, but you can't be compatible. You can be compatible and you don't have chemistry. So what does it mean? It actually means, guys, there's not an actual thing like an actual soulmate thing. Okay? There are people out there that you're either going to have chemistry with, and then you can work to be compatible with. There are people out there that you're going to have compatibility with, but no chemistry with. And you can work to create chemistry with them. So my point is, when it comes to soulmate, what you call soulmate, you just want to find someone that has kind of the same thought pattern or same frame. Is this person compatible? Then you can work on it. But there's not just one person that's just all perfect for you. That's just gonna every single person you meet gonna have something that you're gonna have to adjust to or take. This is part of it. But to answer your question, how do you know when it's there? if you start to see signs of that, like relationship, people having fun, they're enjoying themselves, they're happy, and then you'll know it. And then when you meet someone, you'll know automatically. When you meet someone, you're gonna know automatically. You're gonna know automatically, man. Yes. Who's this? Someone says this perfectly. This is Sierra Blair. Love and accept yourself to find someone who fully love and accept you. That's correct. Look, okay, when okay, the thing is like, okay, when you find what you call a soulmate, how many of you can fully be yourself around your partner or around someone when you meet them? 90% of people can't be themselves. Until you can be your true self around a person and they accept you as that person, that's what you call a soulmate. If that doesn't happen, then that's not just gonna happen. We were all conditioned to like be fake to meet people. You go, and then you try to predict people. You try to predict, well, this is what she likes, this is what he likes. Let me act this way because maybe she'll like me more. Maybe I do this, she'll like me, he'll like me more. So your ego's like, all right, man, we have to be this way to get that person. But it's fake. That's why I always say, just be yourself. It's so easy, right? There's less stress in that. And then who's right for you will come along. Who ain't right for you, you're gonna know. But I can guarantee you something. When you play that role and you get that person, it ain't gonna last, because you know what happened? Because you're gonna have to keep doing what you're doing to get them. It's like the person, like, he wants to get a girl and he uses money to get the girl. It's like, all right, I'm gonna buy her this and buy her. Okay, so he gets the girl. But he forgets one thing. Bro, you gotta keep spending money to keep the girl. Because that's how you got her. It's just not like you're gonna get her and then she's just gonna go back and chill. She's gonna be used to the lifestyle. We don't see that. That's what I'm saying. So just be yourself, or a woman will do certain things to get a guy. And because she gets the guy, she chills and says, okay, I got him. No. You're going to have to keep doing the same thing you're doing to keep the guy. For like if she always used to dress up and wear makeup and look pretty and do all this stuff, and all of a sudden she gets the guy and then she just dresses down bummy and sits in the house, that ain't I'm saying at some point it's going to work. Yeah, but not for long, because you're going to have to keep doing the things to keep the guy. Because how you got the guy in the first place? How you got the girl in the first place? You see what I'm showing you, how fake stuff is? So the best thing to fix all that, just be yourself. So let them see what they're gonna get up front. Like, look, this is the package. This is it. It's not so, it's not like, hey, I paid for this, but you tricked me, I didn't get that. That's the problem with the world, It's true. It's true. It's true, man. It's true. I have an uncle. You ever had I think everyone has it in the family. You got someone in your family that's like wants to be like the player. Like my uncle, he's an older guy. Looks good for his age. So he likes to get the younger woman, and he wants to play the role, right? So, and he told me this, and he's like, man, he's like, so he goes out and gets girls or talks to girls or whatever, but he has to financially like support them, right? So when he gets them, a month or two later, he end up losing them. And I was asking him, I says, what's happening? Why are you not keeping them? And he's like, man, I just started to be myself. And I said, that's when I realized, I said, oh, so you got them when you were fake. Because I'm telling you, well, however you're going to get a person, that's what they're going to expect from you all the time. So if you're someone that's like to flash a lot, you're going to have to keep flashing a lot. If someone that has to put up a front, you're going to keep that. And guess what? That's not you. That's a role. So it's going to be a lot less stress if you just be yourself. Why some people can't make decision about what they want? The reason why people can't make decision about what they want, because number one is they're unsure of themselves and their beliefs aren't good enough that they deserve it. That's the main reason people can't make decisions, because They don't think they can do it. They don't think they deserve it. They don't think it's possible. That's why. What you see is what you get. That's right, Axia. That's what you have to do. This is the package. That someone says that's why it's good to have 3 women. I don't know if the ladies will agree with that, but I know there's some cultures that you can have more than one woman. Gotta remember, guys, a lot of this stuff is made up. We all make this stuff up. We make up cultures. We make up all this stuff. Um, you know. Yeah, someone, that's right. Michelle Baker says you might as well be yourself from the beginning. It's going to be a lot easier for you, and you're going to attract a person that's perfectly suited for you. You're going to get the right person. My mom, my grandmother always used to tell me, it's like, man, everything that glitters isn't gold, and that's true. Everything, just because it's glittering, it doesn't mean it's gold. Mark, I had 2 dreams. First one, I won the lottery. Second dream, I won the lottery. And I was told not to tell anyone. Does this dream means I won the lottery? Yes, if you're playing, that dream means you have winning or you're going to win the lottery down the line. I think when it's telling you not to tell anybody, maybe talking about your immediate family members or close people around you. All right? What do you think about quick picks, Mark? That was the easiest way to win. That's how I won on the Fantasy 5, was a quick pick. So it's not a good idea to go back to your ex, right? Let me ask you a question, because this boggles my mind about relationships. So, someone you're dating, you break up, you stop dating them, right? You stop dating them for a reason. They did something that had to make you leave the relationship. Maybe it was by your cause or by their cause. But anyway, the relationship ended. Maybe you didn't want it to end. Maybe they wanted it to end. But the point blank is, someone doesn't want someone anymore, or whatever happened, right? That becomes your ex, correct? So my question is, why do people want to manifest back their ex? They became the ex because of something. This is a thing that's I'm like processing right now. So I would ask you a question, or ask anyone a question. Okay, remember why they became your ex. Now look, a couple answers came to me. This was given to me. This is why people go back to their ex. Okay, this is what came to me. This is the only rational thing I can think of why people go back to their ex. Number 1, familiarity, because they know what they already got. And number 2, subconscious trauma. That's the only 2 reasons I could see people going back to the ex. And here's why I say that. Let's talk about the subconscious trauma. Subconscious trauma could be an indication that someone devalues themselves and they feel they can't do any better or get someone better, so they feel like they could settle and go back to their ex. Familiarity. Someone may feel that they don't have the time, they don't want the energy to go out and start dating a new person, and they feel like they could put up with the toxic stuff of their ex because it's familiar. But you notice the pattern here? One pattern is familiarity. One thing about your brain, one thing about our brain, I'm going to teach you something about your brain in human psychology. One thing about the brain loves familiarity. The brain loves patterns. The brain doesn't love new stuff. I repeat that. Your brain will love to settle in what we call a reality loop. So your brain will give you the emotions and even a thought process to make you go back to your ex, because it'll tell you, bro, sis, whoever, it's hard out there. You're not going to find someone like that. You're going to have to go through the steps again. What if they hurt you? And then those feelings are going to come back to you that make you, You're going to think about the good stuff with the ex, but you're not going to remember the bad stuff because your brain don't want you to remember that. It wants you to go back. And when you go back to your ex, then you're like, damn, now I know why I left you. That's why people want to go back to their ex. So I mean, this rant, I don't know if you want to call it a rant, but the main purpose of all this stuff is no, you should not want to go back to your ex. They became your ex for a reason. Another thing is, look, man, why are you holding on to something and there's something better waiting for you? Most of the time, guys, there's nothing by coincidence in this universe. First you understand that, right? Things just don't happen. You just don't meet people by people. You meet people for people to teach you some lessons or to learn something, to evolve. So every person has a timeline. Every person has an expiration date. Their time is like, okay, this is your time now. Just like we have seasons, we have winter, spring, summer, fall. Everything has expiration time date. So you're the one that have to be smart to know that, okay, this is the timeline up. I got to move on so that you can get what's better for you. So my opinion is you shouldn't want to manifest your ex back because it's just going to put you in a pattern of a loop, and then, you know, it's going to mess you up because it became an ex for a reason. And even if it's you, let's say it's you, like, oh, my ex wasn't a bad person. You know, I messed up. I did the wrong thing. There was a good guy. She was a good girl. I want to go back to, well, you're the lesson too for them. So you can't go back. You played your part. The universe works on both sides of the field. They're better off because you taught them something. So you say, okay, you call them up, and yeah, they'll take you back, but you're doing them a disservice because you're gonna hinder their growth. So you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be like, I'm gonna go back to him. Oh, I messed up. I messed up. I'm deserved. So you see, we all play our part. It's a very interesting concept. Yeah, that's one deep right there, right, Brianna? That's deep. Yeah, people don't know that. It goes on both sides of the fence, man. You can say, well, Mark, you know, I messed up. I wasn't showing him attention. He's a great guy. Let me go back. You're going to mess that man up even more. You're going to hold the man's potential back. You know what that's going to create? Cause and effect, which we call karma. When a part is ended, a part is ended. You did what you did because there was a reason you did it. And you did it, let it go. Let the person go so they can move on, and you go move on. Don't go try to hold somebody back because you know you have power over them because they love you. And because I'm telling you, in the long run, it's going to affect you because it's going to come back right around. And someone's going to do that to you. In Jamaica, we have a saying. I don't know who used to tell me this. My grandfather used to tell me this, man. He used to say, I hear me always say this. He said, never fatten a chicken for another man to eat it. There's another one he used to tell me. He used to say, hey, never take a woman from another man that has a boyfriend, or never take a girl from a boyfriend, never take a woman, never take that. You know what I mean? But because if you do that, it's gonna be done to you. If you take someone, if you're a guy, you take a girl and she has a boyfriend, down the line, a guy gonna come and take your girl from you. It's called karma. That's how it works. That's right. Go back only if you want to repeat the loop. Maybe that's what you need. Can you talk about to stop caring on other videos? What about stop caring? That relationship goes well. I think stop caring is more about detachment. Stop caring doesn't mean you don't have empathy towards stuff. It just means that you're not putting up with BS anymore, and you're just gonna just be yourself. You're just detached. That's what it means. It means like nothing is holding you anymore. It's like, listen, I know how the game works. I see this stuff. I know reality. I know all of this. So there's no reason for me to hold or try to make it or try to push. I'm just gonna be myself. I'm just gonna focus on what I want, and then whatever happens, happens. That's what not caring really means. That's a very powerful energy. That's the most. If you want to be a master manifester, That's the flow state I talk about. That's what the Buddhas, that's what the monks, that's what the what you call the high manifestors, they get into that state because there's nothing that can hold you, man. You know how powerful it is if you can get up every morning and you can go out your house and you can know that you are not emotionally bind, you're not physically bind. No one or anyone can say anything that will have power over you because you know how the game works. Not even the media, not even what's happening in the news, because you know it's all set up. You know the game already. Human emotions, people, you know everything. That gives you a tremendous amount of power. It's like an unfair power, because the power. Let me show you how powerful that power is. Because that power is what the masses want to have. You know how many people would love to have that power? Just like, I don't care. I let everything happen. You know how many people would love to have that? And what happens when you have that power? More people are gonna want to come to you. You ever hear they say you ever see those videos? Let her chase you. Let him chase you. How to get the girl to chase you? How to get? That's how you're gonna get. That's how they're gonna chase you when you don't care. Human beings have this monkey brain in us, and we're animals. We're just more advanced animals. But think about human beings as this: they want to be accepted, and they want to fit in, and they want to prove because of our monkey brain. The ego developed that. And when human beings don't get attention, they're going to make sure they get attention. They're going to try to prove something to you. And that's what happened with people. When they see that you don't care, more people are going to come to you because they're going to be intrigued, and they're going to try to take it as a challenge to say, oh man, I could get him to change. I could make him care. Everybody else is giving me attention. Why aren't you giving me attention? Why isn't he giving me attention? It's not that you don't want to give attention. It's just that you don't care. It's not a bad thing. It's nothing against you. It's like you just know that, hey, there's bigger things I'm focusing on. I'm trying to focus on. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. That's what that. Look, guys. When people say, people tell you, hey, go work on yourself. Like that's what that means. Hey, I'm going to spend time working on myself. That's what that. When you develop that, that's like the Force in Star Wars. That's called the Force. You call that, right? The Force is with that one. If you get that, the Force is with you. Mark, what happens when you manifest something and it comes and you miss the opportunity? More opportunity is going to come again. Remember, we live in a parallel universe. When one door closes, it's not 2 or 3 that opens. Infinite door opens for you. You just have to be patient and just get back on focus, and it'll come back. It'll come back in another form. What do you do when your subconscious mind is controlling you? You have to go fix your subconscious mind. You have to start using auto hypnosis, and then you're going to have to use your willpower to be conscious of your actions and repetitions and take action to change it. Either self-hypnosis, visualizing, watch how you talk. That's the only way you're going to change your subconscious. Is itching palm a real sign of money? For me it is, and for a lot of people it is. I believe so, yep. Mark, did the woman from UK listen to the subliminals in her sleep? Yes, she did them in her sleep. Yeah, may the Force be with you, yeah. That's the thing about it. Mark, the subliminals I listen to are in dollar format. Is it okay if I'm from England, I can't find pound sterling? Yes, it doesn't matter. Dollars or whatever, it doesn't matter. You can't miss what's meant for you. Mistakes aren't real. That's correct. I couldn't agree with you. Calamiel Damilia, yes. Why have all my signs and winnings stopped when I'm manifesting my 50K? Am I doing something wrong? Why did everything stop? Well, look, if you guys watch my videos, what did I say about one of the biggest signs when you're about to win the lottery? Everything stops. That happened for me. Everything stopped. So that's a big sign you're about to win. Just don't create resistance by focusing on it. Just know that, okay, go with the flow. Brain controls everything. That's right. We are creatures of emotions. Emotions drive us. Do you have to find your twin flame? No, your twin flame will find you. You'll know it when it happens. Using your reflection is so powerful, Mark. That's correct. Yeah, so we are creatures of emotions. We are driven by emotions. That's why we get addicted to things, and that's why we get relationships and people. We get addicted because our brain creates these very chemicals, and we become attached. That's why, if when you find someone, you say, oh, I like this about that person, like that. Your brain gets infatuated. And look, it's hard to overcome that if you don't have willpower, and if you're not disciplined. It's hard, man. That's why people end up in loops. Like, people go back to the same relationship. You ever notice that 5-6 times? You're right. So it's hard. Why is it hard? Because it's a subconscious control. We are wired for emotions. Our bodies are naturally designed to feel certain emotions, to feel good, especially feeling good. It's one of the most powerful addictive emotions we have. The brain loves it. Also, feeling bad. The brain can get addicted to that. The brain gets addicted to anything pretty easily. So you have to have balance. So when it comes, and that's why it's even more important for you to understand, to learn, like, man, I really shouldn't care about like anything like that, because I want to get my brain into the state where it's open, where it's not like addicted, where I can just have things come into my life, where I can experience them without an addiction of it, without like needing it or want. And look, that's the driving force of attachment, is the need for something, is an addiction we have. It's an addiction that this thing will complete us. It's an addiction that I need this thing. And that is driven by our monkey brain. A lot of this stuff is driven by the monkey, high animalistic construct we develop as human beings. That's the dark side people don't talk about. People don't want to talk about that stuff. They don't want to talk about how it's hard to overcome these emotions, how you try, but you keep going back to the same person. You're doing the same thing all the time. It becomes difficult because a lot of us will become ashamed of ourselves, because you say to yourself, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm not going back. I'm not going to stay away. And then you go back, and so you got to understand, though, guys, that there's a bigger thing at play here. It's your unconscious. So if you want to change something, you have to be ready for the change. Some people got to do this, like some people got to go through the gate like 6 times, and then if they change. Some people only take it one time to learn. Some people got to play that loop 6-7 times, as someone says. Some people just get one loop and they're like, oh man, that's it. I've seen what I've seen. I'm done. Some people, they got to go for a ride like 10 times, 20 times. It just depends on you. But everyone will come to a point in their life where they are going to be fed up, and they're going to be ready to change. What causes people to get to the point where they fed up? Did you know that's what manifestation is? Is when you get to the point where you don't care. Some people can develop it naturally. Some people get forced into not caring. For me, winning the lottery, guess what? I didn't develop it naturally. I was forced into not caring. Did you know that? Yeah, I was forced into not caring of winning when I was manifesting that Fantasy 5 jackpot. You know what forced me into that stuff? Because every damn day, I wanted that car, this very car I'm sitting in. I wanted that car so bad. I kept thinking someone's going to buy it. It's going to sell. My ego was eating me up. And every time I checked my tickets, disappointment. So I got to the point, man, where I was like, damn, I'm tired of being depressed of this stuff. I'm tired of like holding out hope if I'm going to win. Every time I go check my ticket, nothing. See what I'm talking about? When some bad things happen, it's actually a good thing. That developed the I don't care mentality into me. Because once I got fed up and I was like, man, I can't do this anymore, man. I'm done. I was like, yo, later for the car, later for the lottery. Universe, later for you, whatever you're gonna do, you can do it. Right now, I'm too tired to care. I don't care anymore. Yeah, I'm still gonna buy my lottery tickets because I'm already in too deep. I spend money all the time, so I might as well go with it. I'm riding it long enough, so I might as well go to the end of the road. That was my mentality, and it was within like a 4 months. I was in that state. 4 maybe 5 months. I was in that state, man, and I never cared anymore. And it was during that time I had the most enlightenment. I had the most download. I was the most happiest, and that's when I won. That's when I won the lottery. And to show you, I told you, I didn't care to the point, guys. I had the damn ticket in my glove compartment, sitting in my car for 2 weeks because I didn't care to check the tickets, because I was just like, whatever. That's the formula. That's what I'm teaching people. I guess that's detachment 100% right there. So I got forced into not caring. I would have rather developed the not caring, but for me it worked. Some of you guys, you're going to get forced. Some of you will develop it. Mark, did you visualize when you were done? Yeah, I was visualizing. One of the most powerful things that helped me to win the lottery and still do today with any part of my life is I am an avid visualizer. Repeat that. I am an avid visualizer. I can visualize with my eyes open. I'm talking to you right now, and I can visualize something while I'm talking to you. I can multitask. That's how good I've gotten at visualize. I've actually visualized for my other students and clients to help them to do stuff. When I coach them or teach them, I visualize for them too. I help them. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools. I would say, would be the most powerful tool to manifest. It is the key that I won, and I keep winning. And when I do these collapsing of numbers, it's visualizing. I would visualize every night. I would say it took like 12, 13 months from my start to win it. I'd say 9 to 10 months of that time I visualized all the time. And look, for me, it was fun. I love to do it because it would take me into a new world. And you know what the biggest key for me too, when winning the lottery, is for visualizing. And this gets played down. The visualizing was good, but you know what took it to the next level? Music. I add music to my visualization. I was listening to my favorite music that really got me. Man, those combination right there, man, if I could have lived in my visuals, I would have lived. I would never got up and go to work. I would spend, man, there was times I was like 2 hours in my visualization, 2 hours. And I was like, man, I gotta get ready to go to sleep, man. I gotta work. It seemed like it was like 10 minutes had passed because I was so into it. I would see everything in my visualization. So if you want to master, you got to be a master in visualizing. Now, visualizing could come in a different form. Now, you can also look at pictures, but I believe the majority of us can visualize. Now, there's some individuals that can't visualize. You have a much powerful method too. You can feel your way, which is very powerful. It's just a form of visualizing, the same thing, but a different form of visualization. You can write it down. That's a form of visualization. Just remember, guys, visualization just doesn't mean one thing by looking in the mind's eye. That's just the main part, but the visualization have different aspects of it. But that was the most important thing that made me the winner. Okay, someone say, hi Mark, what is fallen habits? Do you listen to audio? Do you have thought patterns? Whatever you do them consistently. And what do you do during the day? Thank you. Well, guys, look, I'm just like everybody else. We all gonna have, there's things, I think one of my biggest habits, or one of my weak points that I have to work at to really get over is, and listen, me saying it to you, like, okay, Mark's saying it to me and he's talking about this stuff, and I overcame it, but I was always, because see, I have this analytical mind, right? My brain is always like asking why and how, because I'm into science, so you have to have this mindset of analytical mind. That's one of the, to be a spiritual person and have an analytical mind is one of the challenges to overcome. You know, I had to develop a free thinking mind and an open mind. When someone has an analytical mind, it becomes very difficult to transition into like the spiritual thing because your mind is so oriented to facts and trying to. So one of my biggest struggles I had to overcome was I was always trying to figure out how I was going to get what I wanted to get. I would always deduce and try. That was one of my struggles I had, but I overcame it. So I don't have that anymore. Mark, if you do dream about the numbers, do you still have to use visualization? No, the interesting thing is if you dream about the numbers, you don't have to use visualization. You just have to play them. You can use visualization to make you feel good. When you dream about numbers, it's already written already. It's done. Remember, I didn't dream about winning the lottery. I had to go create it. If I had dreamt about winning the lottery, then I probably wouldn't be visualizing. I'd just go buy the tickets. Like Timothy Schultz did. He dreamt his numbers and he just bought the tickets. He knew it was going to come true. What do you think when a person gets old and never find the one? They never found the one in this reality. They found the one in their parallel reality. So it is not a loss. It just means that this is what you came here to do, and there's someone else for another reality. And when you come back, you can come back again. So don't look at it as a big thing. Is it good to go to different stores to buy tickets? Coming from a statistic, let me put it this way. You have a better probability. I'm just going to talk about the probability part right now. Just to drive. You have a better probability to win multiple jackpots if you go to different stores. The odds are the lottery won't put multiple jackpots in one store. So in other words, I can go to store A and I can win 500,000, then I go to store B and I can win 1,000,000 because the lottery put different tickets. So in that aspect, yeah, it would be a good idea to go to different stores if that's what you want to do. Moon Peach, I now have $1 million USD to spend on anything I desire. That's what I'm talking about. Secrets for vivid imagination. Use music. Music will get your brain cycle and help you to use music that makes you feel, that just gets you into that state. Can we sense vibes of a person by their photographs alone? Of course. Everything is transparent, guys. Everything is connected. You can vibes of everything. Mark, if you dream about certain, what's this? Hold on. Mark, if you dream about certain numbers, that's a must to play them, or just an indication that it is done. If you dream about certain numbers, you must play them if that's a lottery. Or also remember now, certain numbers could also mean have a message for you. But I'm speaking, but you know what lottery numbers are, man. Lottery numbers would be 5 or 6 numbers, or 4 numbers, or something like that. 3 numbers, you know. But so it's up. It depends on you, on what your prerogative is. I had a short dream. My grandfather that passed in 2012 handed me a handful of cash. I remember the dream vividly. You got money coming to you. That's what dream says. Mark, I read your second book and I tried the alpha theta state thing, and man, it works. Good. Yeah, your brain subconscious in alpha theta state. Mark, I thought the odds don't matter. The odds don't matter, but I was making a point about the stores. Like, you know, usually if you want to maximize, you will go to 2 different stores. But the odds don't matter. That's why I said it depends on what you believe and what you want. But I was speaking from a technical point of how the lottery works. Usually the lottery is not going to put multiple winning tickets in one store. It's going to spread out. But of course, you know, you can pop into the reality where there's multiple winning tickets in a particular store. You know, I used to do both. When I started playing, I used to go to different stores because I was doing that way and I would win. But I was like, man, why don't I make it easy on myself? Why don't I just put myself to be in the right place at the right time? So right now, I just go to one store, and if I feel to go to a different store, I go to a different store. One day it came to my mind, I can be a millionaire after I found Mark that was doing the same thing big shot. I became a millionaire. Okay, Mark, is there such a thing as having anointing or having mantle or having a calling in one's life? I believe so. I believe every person that came here, they all have like a sprinkle of a certain talent, and each person has a unique gift that they can contribute. Yep, I believe everyone has that in your own way. Mark, please recommend high vibe music. High vibe music is music that you listen to that from your music, whatever music. Everybody has music they like, right? High vibe music just means music that turns you on, I guess, just makes you feel good. Or hype you up in a positive way, not like like a anxious negative way. That's high vibe music. There's a cool song on YouTube called "Money Is Coming to Me." I dance to it. See, something if that makes you feel, yeah, to go for it. Yeah, visualizing is the most powerful tool you can develop. I had a dream. I won a certain amount of money. What does that mean? You're going to win a lot of money. That's what the dream means. If you're playing the lottery, you're going to win a lot of money. Mark, what I mean to ask was, what are the falling asleep habits? Oh, okay, okay. What I do every night. So look, just one simple habit I do every night, and this is, look, if you do this habit every night, your life will be gold. It is so easy, and I say this all the time. It's so simple. All you have to do, guys, every night when you fall asleep, look, make sure when you're falling asleep, you are falling asleep thinking about something positive. Listen, you're not thinking about what happened today. You're not thinking about how you messed up at work. You're not thinking about the person that dissed you up. You're not thinking about, I don't have enough money to do this. No, no, no. You are thinking about something that's going to change your life positively. You're falling asleep thinking about in your dream home. You're falling asleep thinking about owning your own business. You're falling asleep thinking about being with your that person. You're falling asleep thinking about something positive. Do you know how powerful that is? If everyone does that, your whole life will change in a matter of months or weeks. And the good thing is you can make it a habit. Why is that so powerful? It's very powerful because people don't understand this, man. When you sleep and when you're falling asleep, your subconscious is at the most heightened point of information. Every night you go to bed, the last thing you think about is the first thing your subconscious works on creating. And repeat that. Listen to me, people. Every night, whatever you fall asleep thinking about is the first thing in the morning or whenever you get up, your subconscious is going to work to manifest it. Do you hear me on that one? Whatever you think about is the first thing it's going to work to manifest. Good or bad? Might as well be good. Why does it do that, Mark? Very simple. It's the subconscious is a mind of accepting information. When you're about to go to sleep, it's the widest it's open without any resistance. And those thoughts are very dominant. What do most people think about every night when they go to sleep? Well, I can tell you what they don't think about. They don't think about their dream life. They don't think about their top goals. You know what most people think about? What happened today? Why I didn't get that? Why I don't have enough money? How am I going to pay this bill? Why can't I figure this out? Why is this? Why am I worried about this? Most people think about that. And look, they don't do it. Here's the thing though. You guys don't do it like because you want to do it. You do it because it's something that's like, unconscious. You don't even think about it. You just like, I gotta worry. People, fall asleep. You should look. You should never go to sleep worrying. Never fall asleep worrying about anything. You should make that a point. Don't care how bad stuff is going on in your life, guys. The universe has infinite outcomes. You can't see it. You should make a point that make sure you go to bed. Write it down. Don't lose sleep worrying or thinking about something I don't want, because your mind is so powerful. It will attract or invite that thing to become your reality. I'm telling you. How do I know? I always tell people, Mark, how do you know this stuff, Mark? How do you know so much? Because I'm a guinea pig. I experiment on myself. Stuff I'm telling you, I experienced it. I was that person that used to go to sleep every night and not thinking about what I didn't want. And guess what? Voila. I was seeing that damn thing in my life. It was manifesting. And I was the person now that said, screw that. I'm going to go to sleep and think about exactly what I want. I don't care what happens. And guess what? That's what manifested in my life. So I'm not just telling you stuff because it sounds cool or because it sounds like, oh, that's some kind. No. I'm just telling you because that's what it is. I'm telling you. You can't do that because your mind is so illogical. Your mind is constantly listening. Your mind wants to do something. Mark, why don't monks manifest millions of money to spread to extreme ones who can even afford food and shelter? What's wrong with this idea? Well, it's the fact, a monk, remember, a monk isn't a person that's connected to material wealth. So that's not their mindset. Their mindset is more spiritual. Monks are individuals that are devoid of any material things. They have the less means necessary. So they're not into money. Their mind is not money. Although they can manifest millions if they want, but that's not what the point of being a monk is. Being a monk is being totally connected to nature and the universe, and they don't worry about money. So that's why monks don't manifest millions, because it's not a part of their agenda. All right. Sometimes parents worrying too much is passed on to their children. That's called epigenetics. That's right. When people worry, it actually can affect the cells. I told you guys, it's don't go to sleep. Some of it we pick up from our parents, because you see your parents always talking about, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and you think it's normal, so you start doing the same thing. When you get older, you're like, man, I'm doing the same thing my mom was doing. I'm doing the same thing I saw my grandmother doing. I manifested living in Las Vegas, Nevada. I have the career I manifested, and now I see my house in the hills. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. What is it is why it is wrong to help poor financially? There's nothing wrong with helping the poor financially. No one's ever said that, poor financially. But the point is, you gotta understand, people, each person is an individual. Each people have different needs and needs. I'll give you an example. If you're walking out the street, okay, and you see a guy walking and he's 6'10", and you go to him and say, hey man, do you play basketball? No. Well, you should be playing basketball because you're 6'10". I don't want to play basketball. I'm a sales associate. This is my career. So are you going to blame him for being 6'10" and don't play basketball because you've been conditioned to see someone playing basketball? Of course not. Same thing with a monk. Just because a monk is very high spiritually tuned and they have the power, they should go manifest millions of dollars to help the poor just because they're supposed to do that? Nope, it doesn't work that way. See how that works? And let me show you something, guys. Like poverty, poor mindset, and all those things, it's going to continue in the world. You, one person, you can't change the whole field. You can, however, change one person's life. You can go out there and help one person, and that's what you should focus on. But you cannot, you will never stop or never cure poverty or hunger. You know why you can't do that? Because the matrix have too much power in programming people. Every day a new baby is born, and every day they're being programmed for lack and the news media. You're seeing all this stuff. Even though the technology and the money's there to feed the entire planet, it's never going to happen. I'm going to keep it real with you. So don't focus on that. Focus on what you can do one person at a time. If you can help one person change their life, that's what you came here to do. You not necessarily came here to have millions of people. You could, you're part of your destiny could just come here to help one person. And then that's it. Mark, what do you think about roulette game? I think it's a mathematical game, numbers, patterns. Every game is, don't look at games in odds and patterns, because they become odds and patterns. Look at games in either I win or I don't. That's how I gotta look at this stuff. Remember the lottery? If you believe in the odds, you're gonna get the odds. If you believe in the actuality, you're gonna create an actual result. Same thing with going to casinos or anything of that sort. And I don't like the term gambling, even though they use it, but I don't like that term because it sends a message to your mind that, okay, this is something that you're wasting or doing. But you can actually deliberately create things if you know how to tap into that source. With any game, you just have to picture, visualize it. There go visualization again. You visualize what it is, you see it in the mind, you're going to see it in the real life. Right? See how it works? Poverty is a mindset. Predominantly, a lot of stuff is the mindset. That's right. You can't affect the field around you. You can't affect the field. What's more powerful, our imagination or outside world? Thank you for this question. This is Spirit Yuji. So let me teach you guys something here. So it's a great question. What's more powerful, our imagination or outside world? So here's the answer. Our imagination is the outside world. There can't be an outside world without an imagination. The world is actually inside of all of us. Think about this, guys. I said this before. Think about this. Every experience you have, where do you have it? Internally. When you see something outside of you, it's actually internal projection outward. Every thought you ever have, it's not out there, it's in here. Everything is in your head. Every feeling you ever have is inside. From inside creates outside. Outside is illusion. Inside is where everything happens. Well, listen, I want you to think deep about what I'm just saying to you guys. If you bring two people together, if I have someone sitting next to me right now, they're outside of me, and we can be together in this car, and yet we are both experiencing a totally different reality, because I feel different. I may feel heat, they may feel cool. I may have sweat a little, they may not. Their experience in the outside world is totally different. Why? Because they are experiencing it from inside, which talks to the cells and the nervous system and projects outside. So if you want to get technical and facts, imagination is your world. There is never an outside. Everything is internal. There will never be an outside. An outside is an illusion. An outside is an effect. A cause is inside. Cause precedes effect all the time. That should be an eye-opener for a lot of you guys. That should give you, some of you guys, the aha moment to change your life right now. Do you need to dream to win money? Absolutely not. I never had a dream when I won the lottery. So you don't need a dream to win money. What will happen to people who will never be able to discuss their higher self? I don't know. I mean, most people will discover, but remember guys, that we repeat lives. So we're gonna come back. So some people may come here to experience not receiving their higher self. When they go back, when they leave here, they may come back to experience their higher self. As I said before, every person on this planet is playing a part. Some people are playing the villains, some people are playing the heroes. And then they'll reverse. In another lifetime, the villain may be the hero, and the hero may be the villain. It just depends on what parallel reality you're coming back in. So you see why I say I don't care? Because everything is going to repeat at some point, so why would you stress yourself? Alright, see alright? Guess what? I agree with what you say with gambling. Getting a college degree is a gamble in these days. Exactly, that's a bigger gamble, but they don't tell you that, right? How many people are in debt from college degrees, from student loans? We are taught by the matrix. You go to school, you go to college, and then most people that come out of college, they don't even get a job in what they go to college for. Why there are very less spiritual people? Well, there's a lot of spiritual people, but why there are less spiritual people is because it takes a special person to question origins of their existence. So if you're a spiritual person, you're very special. That's why they call you the chosen ones. It's like someone with a high IQ, someone with like a talent or a gift. They become rare. So when you're a spiritual person, and I believe that the reason why people become spiritual is because I believe that when they came here, they chose that. That's why they woke up so early than other people. I don't believe people just accidentally become spiritual. I believe it's like I said, there's no coincidences. But to answer your question, it's just like having a talent or a gift. More people are just like that. We gotta remember, the majority of people in the world are controlled by the matrix. They're controlled by the system. They are pruned, tuned, and controlled. What do I mean by that? This is a mental control here, guys. This is a very sophisticated, calculated mind control that if you aren't special or if you don't have the chosen one, you can't see it. It's like living in it, but you're not even aware you're in it. That's the type of control the matrix is. And I'll give an example of that. Like, let's take school. Did you know that when you go to school, the way your classroom is designed, everything is designed to put you to become what's the best word here? To put you, because I want to make it simple for you to understand. Okay, everything is designed to make you become independent of your own thinking. In other words, the system is designed to have you be a doer than a thinker, like a robot. And I'm going to give an example to show how deep this is. When you go to the school system and you look in the classroom, they have 30 desks, and they have kids that will sit in the front and kids that will sit in the back. The program says the smarter kids will usually sit in the front, the not so smarter kids will sit in the back. There's the classes already. There's the first being in your armor to put classes against you to show you that some of you aren't good, some of you are not. What's the next one they do? Oh, you have to be in line. You have to know when to go to the bathroom. You have to know when to go to lunch. See, everything is designed for an authority figure to tell you what to do. You can go to lunch now. Hey, you have to go to in line to do this. You gotta raise your hands. Ask me to go to the bathroom. Now look, all that in itself is nothing big, but I'm showing you a big picture. I gotta go to the bathroom, Mark. But the picture is, I am programming you to seek authority to ask me to do something, so you don't have to think for yourself. And that's just one example with school. How many people even think about that? Probably something you don't even think about until I just reveal it to you now. That's how smart the Matrix is, and I could even show you more things that they're smart that you probably won't even know. You could like, damn, I didn't know that I was doing that stuff, and I didn't know I was being programmed by the Matrix. I'll give you another one. Let's use the music industry. Well, that's one of the most powerful ways the Matrix programs you. Music is very powerful to the subconscious mind. So if you listen to the music and the lyrics in the music, they are talking about it's okay to be toxic. As a matter of fact, you're cool when you're toxic. It's okay to struggle. Matter of fact, you're cool to struggle. It's okay to be dishonest. You're cool when you're dishonest. Those are things in the Matrix. So why do they put things out there in the Matrix? Because it's going to generate flow. It's going to generate money. Because if you're toxic and you're doing stuff, then I can put you in therapy. I can put you in a psychological ward. If you're dishonest, then I can make more prisons and I can put you in jail and I can make more money from you. You know, people don't understand, man. And this happens. This is all happening when you were not even 5, 6 years old yet. You've been set up before you even realize it. It's all mental. It's all programmed. And then with the next part, the most powerful part of the Matrix is because every single human being has this in them. We all want to know where we came from. You all want to know. We all want to know that this life must be a purpose. We all want to know, okay, why are we here? Because every human being has this innate connection with, like, man, I feel like they got to be like a god or something, right? You feel like there's something internal. Like, so what the Matrix does, they create religion to prey on that for you. So they create religion to give you a structure to make you say, okay, this is why you're here. This is the meaning of life. So this is what you have to devote your life to do. This is what you have to do. So now they create this belief within you, a paradigm, and that becomes your world. But you never, here's the big picture what you need to know about the Matrix. It's basically designed for you to throw away your authentic self and use your monkey brain. It just strictly wants to use you. It wants you to be an ego monkey brain person. It doesn't want you to become spiritual and understand your abilities. It's designed specifically for that. So that's why there's less spiritual people, because these people, I mean, listen, you gotta be really lucky to be awakened, man. It's like winning the lottery. For you to know this knowledge and information, you've won the lottery. You really have to be lucky. You really have to be lucky to know this stuff. I mean, many of you can testify that, because every day you go out to your workplace and you're in work and whatever your secular life is, you see people all around you and you see their loss. And you're the one that's looking around like, yo, I can't relate to anybody. Why is this? You're like, but you were once one of those persons. So you really have to be like, that's like winning the lottery to know this stuff. You really gotta, it's really like that. And it's designed, the Matrix is a numbers game. It's designed, they say, okay, some of them are gonna get out. We know some of them are gonna get out the Matrix. So we know some of them are gonna find out the truth. But we don't care, because the more they find out the truth, the more we're gonna program more people. So it's like a numbers game. So they say as long as our numbers are more, as long as the sleepers outnumber the awakened ones, we're good. That's how the Matrix works. It's like a business. Yeah, we'll take some profit loss. Some of them will, but I don't care. As long as more people are asleep, because you know that's how it works, guys. That's why that's why they program you with television, live vision. That's what's called television. Tell lie to your vision. Television. The Matrix is so sophisticated, and I'm sure they're so, and they use their minds. They'll tell you what they're doing to you and mock you, and you won't even realize it. They'll put it plain in your face. Ha ha ha! This is why I'm programming you don't even know. Tell lie to your vision. Check this out. When they have these holidays and they make these sales, what's the first thing people go out and buy? At Walmart, Best Buy. What do they want you to buy? Television. Hey man, you seen that new 50-inch, man, 75-inch, man? I got it for $2.99, bro. Put it in your house. You turn it on. They got you. They got you. Man, I got my new TV, man. I got it for $2.99, 75-inch, man. I don't know if you see my podcast. I got this big TV when I bought that condo. This huge TV came in with the condo. I don't know if it's like 80 inches. If you see my podcast, but I never turned that TV on since the day I moved in. Never. It's just on my wall as decoration. I don't even know how it works. It's like 50. It's like, I don't know. It's like an 80-inch TV. I don't even know how it works, man. I don't even know how it works. But that's what they do. They can only control you through the media. That's why you have these networks, 5 major networks, mainstream. They want you to they want you to just focus on what they have planned for you, not for what you want to plan for yourself. They drive the narrative. They want to create reality for you. They don't want you to create your independent reality. They want you to create a reality that they seem is best for you. And that's why they paint the picture around you. Like, the debate, let me show you something. They paint a picture, right? That we live in a world of scarcity and lack. Impossible. Impossible. A matter of fact, lack and scarcity is the most scarcest thing in the universe. Abundance is like infinite, man. But you won't see it unless you tune into it. Because remember, we're bordered by different frequency waves. Remember our brain, remember everything is inside of us, right? So we're going to project a world that's going to reflect what we vibrate. So if you're a person, you're always going to see lack if you're exposed to lack. You can never see abundance, even if it wants to come to you. You just can't see it because your frequency is blocking it. That's what the Matrix do. They want you to keep that. They want to keep that frequency so you can't see it. They want you to. Because they want you to be dependent upon them. They need you so you can drive the system. They need you. You don't need the Matrix. The Matrix needs you. That's why you have your power. That's why I tell people you have the power. They convince you that they need you. Just like a toxic relationship. If you have a toxic relationship or a narcissist person relationship, they'll convince you that you need them. You're gonna leave. You know you ain't gonna find someone better than me. Oh, you know you can't do better than me. Go ahead. You're gonna come back. Plant that doubt in your head. That's what the Matrix do to you. Where you gonna go? How you gonna live? I'm the best you ever did. They prey on your subconscious limiting beliefs. So if you're someone, like I always say to my tribe and you guys, if you got kids, switch it up. Don't if you gotta homeschool your kids, homeschool your kids. Because the minute they get in there, they're gonna be programmed. I'm telling you. If your kids are like 7, when they reach the age of 7 or 8, start putting them on subliminals. Have them use subliminals. Start teaching them to visualize, so that they can change the course going up. Once they reach 7 or 8, you can start to put them in the game because their critical divide is developing. That's when you can do them. 7, 8, yeah. 8 years old and up is that you can start to put them on some subliminals. You can start to teach them how to visualize. because the critical divide is developed and the conscious mind is now coming online. That's when you put them in the game. Is weed wrong? No. Everything you can do in moderation is not, it's good. Sports and games too is the same thing. We get because remember what I said, guys, we have a very smart people running the matrix. Like psychologists, people study the brain, they work for these, they know, they're people, I don't know if you know this, like media corporations, you see those commercials you watch on TV, to you, the brains behind those commercials, they are paying people millions of dollars to get into your head. There are people studying human psychology, they want to know how your mind works, and they program these commercials so that they can get into the animalistic part, or they want to tap into that addictive part of us. Sports do the same thing. Sports create the competition, it creates this pride. Now look, sports in itself is not bad, but you got to see big picture. You know, I can enjoy sports, I like sports, I watch sports, but I know what I'm doing it for. See, what people do when they get into sports, they get engulfed. Same thing with like your reality stars and your stars. What people do is you focus on these people's lives instead of building your own life. You know, my grandmother used to tell me, I remember this because when I was a kid, the Knicks, I love the Knicks. Of course, I watched the Yankees. And I would watch a lot of basketball, man. And she would always come to me and she said, turn the TV off. It's like, why? And she said one thing with me that resonated to me today. She's like, you see all those people you're watching on the basketball team? You know what they are? They are millionaires. They got all the money in the world. You're a kid. You haven't even just figured out what you want to do. Why are you watching them when they're already set? That was deep. Because that didn't hit until later on. And I thought to myself, I said, damn. I was like, man, imagine how many people like waste their life. They just run, after work, they run to go home to watch someone else live their good life. Instead of going and working on their business or working on their goals. They rather watch like the Kardashians. They rather watch like this movie star. They want to watch this famous singer. They want to watch this star athlete. But nothing's wrong with that. I'm saying, but what people do, because of the animalistic part of it and our ego, we get attached and we become embedded with these people's lives, and we ignore our own life. So they're getting rich while we're profiting making them rich. And then you're over here, you're going to struggle. That's the matrix, people. You got to look. The secret is, this is my formula that I've discovered. I was like, all right, sports, entertainment, I go to the movies, I listen to music. So I asked myself this question. All right, Mark, whatever you're going to put your money on or invest your money in, is it something that's going to elevate me to another level to help me? Is it something that's going to help me learn something in my mind? Is it something that's going to help me open up so I can manifest more? If it's something that's going to give me the power to create? Because if it's not, I'm not going to put my money into it. And these stuff, none of them are that. They're not stuff that's going to help you enlighten your life. They're going to give you simple, quick pleasures. They're going to focus you more on that stuff. You know, what's the point of you buying like a how to do this, how to do that? Is that going to make you a better person? Is that going to help you to manifest? I always say, when you're a spiritual person, you're coming into the spiritual stuff, invest your money on yourself to grow your mind, body into manifesting. That's the biggest investment you put into yourself. Buy products that are going to open your mind, that's going to make you think, that's going to give you a system, that's going to show you to create, that's going to remove your subconscious blocks, that's going to show you how your mind works, that's going to give you health, if you do that, you will change the game. So that's the motto I live by now. Anything I do, I'm like, okay, is this going to help me in some way? That's my formula. If it's not, it's a waste of money. I'm not going to do it. Because I mean, it's not gonna help. It's not gonna help me. Why am I gonna buy a movie, and the movie is like $14.99 to download it? Is that movie gonna help me? Nope. I'll wait till it come out. I'll watch it for free. I'll whatever. Now, oh, look at this program. How the subconscious mind works. How to master your mind. I'll spend $14.49 on that. I'll download it because every time I use that, it's something that's going to build me up. I can use that over and over again. And I'm going to always see priorities, man. People, it's your priorities. Priorities, priorities. Priorities, priorities. Priorities. Do you enjoy materialistic things, or your interest is to raise your knowledge and consciousness even more? Yeah, I think my interest is really to raise knowledge and consciousness even more. The material things are, I'm not going to say they're not important, but they are not like the foremost. It's like I'm not doing this for material stuff. I'm really doing this because I want to help people to change their life. Look, the lottery thing, and I said this before, I think the reason that the universe just used me to win the lottery to get people's attention. That's basically what it is. My main goal is to help you to expand your mind and to help you to create your life. The lottery for me is like a bonus, man. I'm not like I'm not big like, oh, I mean, I won. I guess because I've won so many times, it just became like a normal thing to me. But I noticed the lottery intrigues so many people. So that's what I have to use to get you guys to figure out yourself. Because that's what the universe said. It says, all right, Mark, for you to get these people to see the light and to know what's going on, I'm going to give you the power so you can manifest lottery wins. Because if you could win the lottery, then you can do anything with in your mind. So I think that's why I came here. But my main goal is to talk to you about this. And the lottery is just a byproduct of it. But I mean, fortunately, the lottery is the big calling, because that's how people get to know me. Oh, my smart, the lottery number, the lottery winner, he uses his mind. He wanted to use law of attraction. So it's good. But the good thing about it is once you focus on your calling, the materialistic things will come naturally. So yeah. See how it works? No, this live is getting long, so you guys like these long lives, so I'll probably do another couple minutes here. Can you please answer, do you have to visualize in first person? No, you can visualize in third person. Whatever your brain is accustomed to. I visualize in third person. All my visualization is third. I can't see anything in first person. When I visualize, like I'm at a movie watching something. So every time I visualize, I'm like watching myself in a scene. I can't be in the scene. And I manifested like a ton, so it doesn't matter. First person or third person, so each person can have it. Mark, I started online business, but it's still new and growing, and I feel grinding so much and maybe causing resistance. Can you give me some thought? Yes, don't push so much. Just do what you can control, let go, use visualization. But that's part of a business. When you're going to start a business, it's not going to go first. Goes well at first. It's part of the process. Which is better, living alone or with a soulmate to raise consciousness? Either or. If you find a soulmate and you guys bond and you can complement each other, perfect. If not, it's not going to work. Living alone would be better. Living alone. I think I answered that, living alone. Yep, visualizing first, third, doesn't matter. Some people can do both. Someone here says, I can do both. I'm watching and I can put myself in that scene. That's brilliant. Mark, please, best way to manifest a new home. You have to be ready, decide that you're ready for the home. See how many rooms you're in your home. See what the home kind of looks like. Put furniture in the home. See yourself doing regular stuff in the home. And rinse and repeat this every night as long as it feels good. When it comes to a point where you feel like you're forcing it, you want to stop, because that's your body talking to you, saying, I've accepted this visualization, I'm working on it. That's how you do that. Okay, I asked the universe for a specific amount. It came through last night in the lottery. I won 14 instead of the whole amount I asked for. Well, so okay, so the manifestation hasn't occurred yet. So you ask the universe for a specific amount. You got to keep playing. You'll get that specific amount. The $14 is just like an appetizer. It's part of the process. Just because you ask doesn't mean you're going to get it the next day. You know, the universe will give it to you in perfect divine timing. But you got to keep playing, or stick to your budget. Mark, I published my book after finding your page. Thank you. Oh, that's good. Congratulations. Mark, when I detach, I still continue to visualize. Yeah, visualization has nothing to do with detachment. Detachment is a separate entity. You visualize because it's fun, it makes you feel good, and you're living in your dream. You're doing that to raise your vibration. How to visualize better? Incorporate music. Make sure you're in a relaxed state. Put a little more details in it. Practice, practice, practice. That's the best way to go better. I'm depressed at my job. Then you got to find a way to be at peace, because if you're depressed at your job and you're manifesting abundance, you're not going to get the results you want, because you have two conflicting energies. So you have to find a way to find peace with your job. I don't say you have to be happy, but you definitely have to find some way to be at peace. Maybe you can create some gratitude about like working, why it's good, nice working there. Okay. Imagine acts are fun because you can have anything you want in it. Yeah, when you imagine, you get into visuals in your own world, man. It's a whole, it does your body excitement. It's really good to create. See how it works? Yeah. It's the important thing is the mind is the world. The world is not outside of you. That's what you got to take from this. Mind is mind. Remember I always say mind is matter. Mind is matter. I'm financially dependent but peace with it. Can I manifest money? Yes. Now you're going to manifest money. Now when you're at peace with something and your reality is peace, you're going to manifest it. Mind your mind. Remember that. Correct. Yep. I think the big story is we think we're independent of our thoughts and our feelings. We think that we don't affect the physical world. We think that what we see outside is something that we can't control. You think that your present world or situation is something that you had no control over. But all along, we were secretly, unknowingly creating our lives through our thoughts and our habits, in our minds. We're experiencing a feedback loop for what we've been doing years ago. See that? Thoughts on Metatron. Can you tell me what Metatron is? Someone? I think I heard of that. What is Metatron? What is the Metatron? I find it hard sometimes being positive when my kids are so negative. They are 9 and 10. Subliminals for them would be good. Yeah, that's the time to start with your kids on. Put them on subliminals now. That's the best time to put your kids on. 8, 9 years old. Yeah, Mandela effect is the same as being in the multiverse. Have you ever listened to Abraham Hicks? Yeah. Great content. Mark, do you ever encounter people that challenge your beliefs? How do you deal with them? Yeah, you're going to encounter people every day that's going to challenge your beliefs, but you don't deal with them. That's the thing. You don't change people. Archangel Metatron. Okay, it's an archangel. What powers does that archangel do? Okay, I'm facing problems due to no job, very hard to feed family. Is it possible for me to manage? Yes, of course it's possible for you to manage. First, you have to start to do now, you have to start to get into a state of belief. So how do you build a belief? You can start to journal or you start to visualize. See your goals. Your brain's going to start to believe it. Use some subliminals now. Do positive self-talk. Keep your mind at peace. Even though your situation may look dire and the physical world may look like it can't change, that's an illusion. Things can change instantly for you. But you have to start with that belief and set it up. Then you're going to be on your way. Don't allow your mind to overcome you with what you can't and all that stuff. Don't do that. I want to manifest 159,000 for startup, but don't know which source would be good to manifest it. If you don't know what to do, don't do anything right now. Ask your higher self, and then a source will be given to you, or just be open. You don't have to find a specific source. Just ask the universe, ask your higher self, which source will be better for me. Okay. How do I get out of neutrals when I'm trying to manifest? Neutral, you want to be in neutral when you manifest. That's the best state to be in. Mark, please explain the between the higher self and the angels. Now, angels, interesting topic there. So what I believe angels are, I believe angels are higher frequency beings that can see multi-dimension, and because of their high evolution of higher intelligence and higher, so angels, they don't have violence, they're highly evolved spiritual beings. And I believe they can influence and help us working along with your higher self. But the difference is the higher self is more you as an expression. The angels are just a different type of spiritual being from different dimension, and they can assist you in different ways. But if you think about it, they're kind of one in the same. So I guess you could refer to your higher self as technically an angel. Okay. Question, what makes you happy? What makes me happy is making you happy. When you find your purpose, that's what makes me happy. The most powerful state you want to be in is the state what I call neutrality. Yes, you're going to be happy. Happiness is good, but you can't have happy 24/7 because your body's going to. But what you can have peace. You can be neutral, and all those are the fundamental forces to bring you into that what I call that flow state. But happiness is the big key, and happiness is an inside job, guys. Happiness is never an external thing. Happiness is a choice. I can choose to be happy. I can choose not to be happy. So how do I choose to be happy? One of the best ways to get to feel happy is use gratitude. If you can find something to be grateful for, you'll start to feel happy. That will produce and put you into that neutral state. And I believe that's where you see the biggest results in your life. All right, guys. Thank you. I think this is a good time. So we will catch up again. I'll see if I can get in a live every week now, because it's good. Maybe every Sunday we get a live in here. Thanks for your questions and keep them coming, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.